Hey, what's up everybody? So today I'm doing these transfers. The brand I've never tried is Jolee's, and they're for darks, and the shirt that I'm gonna do it on is heather gray, so I figured it'd be in like the dark kind of category. So anyways, they're images of a past loved one, my primo, and I'm doing it for his mother. So I got 4 shirts that I'm doing right now. I printed them on my HP 6510, I believe. I've had it for a while and it still does a good job, but I'll show you the prints right now and how I go about doing everything. I try to keep it as simple as I can because I usually make things more than they are because I'm such a perfectionist. I try to make the lines perfect when I'm trimming. So that's the thing about when you do these prints on your printer, you're gonna have an area of the paper where it's not gonna put color. So you have to remember to set your artwork up and make sure it bleeds, it goes past the margins. Let's say you're putting on an 8.5 by 11 and that's the size of your printer and how much it's gonna print. Within that design, it's gonna trim about a I'm not too sure what this, I think it's 0.3 millimeters on all sides. Maybe the outsides and then the top and bottom, they're different. So it's just interesting how my printer does that. It doesn't have an even around where it doesn't print. So beware of that, and make sure you set a bleed. And here we are with my shirts that I have. The artwork color is kind of dull. That's the image that I put on there, so it's not real bright and vibrant. It's not because of the transfers. I did a little Photoshop in there. This one's just a black and white photo. And then here's the, sky, nice bright blues. And then here's another one. The images are not the best quality. I mean, I'm sure they're from cell phones and stuff like that. And then when people send them in texts, they lose resolution because they have to be when they're sent in a text, it shrinks the image. And the best way to get an image from anybody is have them email it to you. And when I get these images, I sometimes try to do some Photoshop editing and do my best to kind of sharpen up the image. But anyways, I got my Heatpress that I got from Heatpress Nation right here, 15 by 15. And the settings for these transfers is 375 and for 25 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and see how these turn out and I'll show you the result. Here is the package for these transfers. They got all the directions inside, but the one thing I noticed that they didn't have was the amount of time for heat press setting. They have it over here for the iron, 90 120 seconds, but nothing in regards to the heat press. So I just kind of googled it and something popped up and it was 25 seconds. So the other thing that I'm gonna do is peel the backing paper that it prints on. There's a backing. You're gonna kind of have to work that and peel it, and make sure you kind of slowly peel it, because if you try to peel it fast, it'll stretch the image. So you don't want to stretch the image. But that's the next step, is separating these from the backing and then putting this paper that they provide in there. It's the parchment paper, and then on top I'll put my what's it called, my Teflon sheet. I'll put that on top. So I actually seen something on Big Brando's what's it called, his channel, and I was like, man, I see everybody buying these covers and he's got these magnetic clips that just kind of hug around the side like that, and they just sit on top. So I'm gonna get those. I seen them on Amazon, so I'm gonna get those. If you're interested in these transfers or anything else that I I'm showing on here. I'll put a bunch of links inside my my YouTube channel. Let me know what you think. And by the way, I do graphics, so I do these prints separate from graphics. I just did some quick Photoshop editing to these photos. If you've seen the originals, you would see that I did a pretty good job. But let's move on to getting these set up on the heat press. Alright, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to your artwork and the printer not putting ink around this border. So you got to make sure your artwork bleeds beyond the artboard of 11 and 8.5. Make sure the image fills the whole artboard on whatever platform you're using, the graphic design, Photoshop or Illustrator. Because my printer, it only prints up to 8.5 by 11. But that's what I mean. I got my little tools that I trim right here. It's a little blade that I got at Michael's. So, and then I use this too. And then I use a ruler, guide me. But that's it. Okay, so I'm just starting out with one of the prints, and I'm just separating the two layers, the backing and the actual print on top. It's kind of tricky, so once you get it started, it just feels nice. And with these transfers, unlike the ones I've used before, I haven't mentioned this, but I've used Avery's, and I wouldn't recommend anybody using Avery's for the first time. And me using these for the first time, they came out really good. So I already kind of started this one, and just wanted to make sure I showed you a shot of me separating it for each and one of the images, showing you how easy it is. See, I got it started, and then I didn't have no issue with it giving me any kind of problems with separating it, so it just separated so easily. So yeah, I got them all separated here, and now I'm gonna get them on the heat press and show you how it comes out. Okay, so I'm setting up the image, and I'm going to use my fingers as a guide right there, 4 fingers down from the collar. If you don't know that, it's just one basic rule that everybody uses if they don't have guides. I do, but I'm just kind of using my hands now. And there's a center guide that you get from the shirts, and when you get them ordered and in the mail, and they come like with a crease, and that could be like your center guide, or you can end up pressing the shirt, folding it, and getting that crease. I do have the tools, but I'm doing it with my hands right now. I'm putting on the parchment paper that comes with a pack of 5 that I got from the Jolee's, and then I put on my Teflon sheet, nice and slow, because if I move it a little bit, it'll move that little parchment paper. So you just got to be careful with that parchment paper moving. If it kind of turns and has it's off the edge and it's laying right on the image, it'll give it a line. So it came out nice and clean, and the texture that comes from once it's pressed in the shirt looks kind of grainy, and it's embedded in the shirt. I like that look. Here I am just setting up the parchment paper nice and even and centered, no edges exposed, just right in the center. Next is the Teflon I'm just holding it in place, and then holding my hand on top of the Teflon so nothing's shifting, sliding it in, and bam. And here we go. Let's see how this came out. Alright, yeah. So came out super fresh because I like that grainy look. It's all embedded into the fabric. And we'll move on to the next print. There we go. Third design, or third print, I mean. It's kind of making it fold up on the edges because it's nice and warm. 4 fingers down. Switching. Make sure this is still lined up. It looks lined up still. I just moved it a little bit. I don't know what's wrong with my hands. But fingers twitching. Hold it down. Nice. Super clean too. That. I really like these papers, transfer papers. Jolee's, I'd say I buy them again. Yeah, they're good. They're good. They're good. They're good. Next up, or last one up, Printable scent in it. Poste. King. Young King, man. Peace, man. Rest in paradise. This world is full of hate, and we just don't understand how to understand someone when you use anger, fear. When you do what you do, I should know. I should know. Being misunderstood for so long, I used my fist. This is why I have these on my fist. It's Peter. It's a verse from the Bible. Peter, chapter 5, verse 10. I'm still learning about the Bible, so forgive me for not knowing too much. But I'm working on my relationship with God. Be a better man for my family and children. And I will always say that I'm not religious, because religious is something else I don't want to talk about. That's not what we're talking about here. But since we're dealing with a picture, memorial shirt, comes with the territory. There we go. I'm more spiritual. That's where I was getting to. I'm more spiritual than anything. I'm not religious. And I'm a freelance believer. I don't try to label myself a Christian, Catholic, Buddhist, none of that. I just believe in a higher power, someone else that created us and created everything in this world. Other than that, let's get back to what we're doing here. So this is all set up. I'm excited for this shirt, man. Quick and fast. Little few Photoshop edits to that original image there. Let's see how this turns out. Alright, let's see how this last one came out. Super clean, nice and steam, mate. You! There you are. There you are, Primo. chilling. Post it. That's so dope. Yeah, I'm so stoked on this idea I came up with. His original photo, yeah, he was sitting, just chilling in a chair, but I was like, man, this guy deserves to be sitting in a king's chair, man. That's dope. All right, so let's check and see how these all look. I got them all set. I'm gonna set them up all right here and do a quick view. All right, you know what? I'm gonna give these, I don't even know, a rating of 10, you know, because they came out good. I'm pleased, I'm happy. If you are interested in getting these, they're cheap too. I think it was like $8 or $9 for 5. And I got all these looking really nice. So the results are really good. I'm stoked. And I'm sure JP's mom is gonna be happy with the results. So if you guys are interested, check them out. I don't know where you can find them specifically. I'm sure you can find them on the website. I'll find the website, put it in the link in my YouTube channel. But yeah, I'm stoked on them. I'm happy. They look good. I had no problems peeling them, so that was the one worry I had, was peeling them. There was some transfers that I didn't like, which was the Averys that were hard to peel, and these were easy to peel. Anyways, here we go. For more videos, man, hit me up on my YouTube channel. Hit that like and subscribe. Yee!